So the plan for today was to come in and put up the sails, but winds are gusting. They're like in a high 20 kilometer an hour, gusting to 40s, mid to high 40s, and the way it's coming in, I mean, it feels really cold, as you can tell by the fact that I'm wearing a toque on May 31st, and we're not going to obviously put up any sails. Trying to do a little bit of cleaning up, and maybe just trying to get accustomed, oriented with the boat once again. There's things we have to take a look at, obviously. So we were just checking up on this water leak, and I was checking up on that fuel filter issue, and may have to change the water pump. Likely have to change the water pump on it, but nothing is going to happen today, anyways. But just checking up on things, and we have another couple of leaks in here that we're going to look into once more. It's my third attempt at this particular leak. See what happens. I know before I took it out, I noticed that I checked the fuel filter. I just visually checked it, and it looked a little cloudy. I've never seen it that way. And now I'm just checking it again a bit more carefully, and that yeah, it's very cloudy. I did not change the fuel filter last year, either the primary or secondary, but and I don't know which is which. I think the primary is this column over here, and this is the secondary. And I'm going to be changing the filters now. Not today. I don't feel like changing them today, but I'm going to be changing the filters before I turn on the engine again. So when we motored the boat over on Monday, when we launched it, after we brought it over to the pier and we rested it here and we tied it down, I went back and opened up the engine compartment and see how things are like, and noticed there was a little bit of a drip. There was one drop, basically just a drop every second out of the propeller shaft stuffing box. So there was a drop out of the propeller shaft at the stuffing box. It was one drop every second. I did a calculation how much we would get just to see what kind of water we was going to get in here, and roughly we're going to get like 4.5 liters of water inside the boat throughout a 24-hour period. I don't know if it did build up anything at all inside the bilge. I never came here during the week. The bilge is pretty much the same level it was before. We made sure that the bilge pump was on automatic, and it was on. And I came back now. We came back 4 days later, and there's still a little bit of a drip. It's a drip there's one drop every 20 seconds, so it's settled down a lot. Again, when we put the boat into the water, when we launched it, obviously everything was dry inside there, the wax and stuff like that. And I've noticed that before. I never really paid too much attention, but this year I paid a bit more attention to it, and just following it. So it's settled down a lot. So I'm not going to touch anything right now because it's not coming in that much. And once I change the fuel filter and I turn the engine back on, we'll see if we can run it out there and see what happens. You know, the water may not be coming in here, but it might get upgraded in here. So there's water coming in.
Is the water coming in the usual spot? That's where we have our issues with water ingress, is on the starboard side.
It's not the holes I made by the looks of it. It looks like there's a lot more moisture right along here, but I don't know where the water's coming in. Maybe we should try and get the drill and make a couple of holes along here, see what happens.
All right, give it a try and see what happens.
It's going to be covered by this thing anyways.
Yeah.
The screws I was holding this frame in place, they're all coming out clean. There was no water coming in through these holes that are here. I see this delamination thing over here. Like, it's not soft or anything. It's not flexing. But on this side along here, I think that's where the water is coming in between the lamination and the laminates. But how is it getting into the laminate? Is it the holes that I made to secure the hatch in place? Or is it coming from somewhere else in the boat? A little bit of a drip right on this screw hole. So it could be that the water is coming in through here, and actually could be that the water is coming in at these locations and actually traveling along the cabin top and making its way out over here. We don't use this track. This is for a jib. We've always used the lower track, which is for the Genoa. We don't have a jib, and even when we furl in the Genoa, we don't change the track. We don't change the sheet connection anyway. So I could probably just remove this, or I'll just take it out and see what it looks like. See if there's any water getting in there. Okay, so we're almost finished cleaning. We just have to do this little section of the floor over here. I'm going to see if I can remove it. I've never removed this before. The floorboard's right over the bilge. The table is always over here. Came up to here. You'd have to either raise it up. It's very difficult to raise it up. Now we don't have a table anymore. So I think this comes off. Oh yeah. So a lot of dirt's collected around. This is actually even easier to look at the bilge. From the bilge, usually I just have this little hole right here. This is much easier, and even for emptying it out, like I usually struggle to empty it out sometimes because there's not enough depth in the water for the bilge pump to operate. Oh wow, where did all this come from? Could this be just us? Or are we picking up other people's dirt? That's a lot of dust. Okay, so this is the result of my 2 hours of work. Liar. Okay, I don't know, half an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It's pretty clean now. I'm just going to put the bilge cover back on. But next week I have to take it out. I'm not going to clean out the bilge this week. We'll clean it out next week, because I'm not coming back tomorrow anyways. Okay, oops, shouldn't be walking with my dirty shoes in here, right? Boss is going to give me heck. Spick and span. Well, we came here with the intentions of putting up the sails, but the wind was just too strong. We didn't want to be fighting the wind. Now we decided to go and do a lot of cleaning. Well, we did a lot of cleaning, so the boat is spick and span. We actually don't really want to kind of feel guilty if I have to go back in here and start getting it all dirty again. But this is it for today. Next time we'll put up the sails, I hope. If the weather cooperates, we'll put up the sails.
All right, well, hello everyone, and we're back here in the marina because we are planning to install the main sails first, and if we have time we'll do the head sail after.
Sail time. That is, install the sails. These are the battens. So right now, before I start installing the sails, I'm going to apply some dry lubricant onto the sail track, onto the foot of the sail track on the boom. Now that hopefully don't have too much trouble getting the sail into the foot of the sail onto the boom, but it just helps things. Last one. There you go. I got the tack secured with a shackle to the top of the drum over here, the base of the furling pole, and I have my line, my furling line, wrapped in a counterclockwise direction inside the drum. So I did that by bringing it all the way to the back and turning my furling drum, turning my furler in a counterclockwise direction to keep tension inside the line, so it doesn't, hopefully it won't pinch and get stuck. So that this way now, when we furl in the head sail, when we bring it in, we're going to pull on the furling line, and the furling line is going to turn the drum in a clockwise direction, allowing the UV protection to fully wrap the head sail, so it's protected when the boat's not in sailing. So I think we're ready to do this. We just got to get that halyard. There's my head again. Here's the head of the sail. There we go. Just got to get the furling, the halyard, the furling halyard. Hook it on over here, and we'll start sliding it up. Okay, we're going to get it on here. And there. Yeah. Okay. Let's get to it. Go there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, put it down.
If you're interested in following our sailing on Lake Ontario on our Catalina Capri 26 Odyssey, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any episode. Thank you for watching. Much appreciated.